Finally, oh my gosh, 3 points in the Premier League. It has felt like a lifetime since City have last won a match in the league. 2-0 today against Wolves. That is now 4 points behind first place Arsenal, who do play tomorrow against Manchester United. Hopefully, United could really do us a favor and play the way that they played against City last weekend and get the job done against Arsenal, because if we can come out of this match weekend just 4 points behind them still, it would be a good weekend, right? So yeah, another good win, first win in a while. Like I said, it's felt like a lifetime, but let's be honest, right? It was Wolves. They're the worst team in the league. So I was expecting the 3 points today. I was kind of expecting like a 4 or 5-0, to be honest, but I'll take the 2-0, right? I'll take the 2-0 and everything. So yeah, it's a good bounce back, especially after the Champions League performance against Bodo Glimt, which was very shocking and disappointing and everything. But yeah, no, today was definitely a lot better. The bench looked way better than it has in a really long time as well. No Erling Haaland, no Phil Foden in the starting lineup today, which was expected as well, or at least for me, it was expected. I've been saying it for a really long time now, ever since we've lost Marmoush, and then he's been away, when he came back from injury, but he had to go immediately into AFCON. Like, I've been saying it for a while. We need Marmoush in the side to give Erling Haaland a rest, to give Erling Haaland some type of breather, right? Like, I would have been completely fine if Erling Haaland and Phil Foden didn't play at all today, because they have been used so much this season. Like, we have relied heavily on these two. Like, they have been our two of our three best players on the team this season. Phil Foden, definitely the best player for City this season. But his flame has simmered down a bit since, I want to say, maybe like mid-December, early December, or something like that. He's kind of like falling off just a bit, but I'm saying all that is due to fatigue. So having Marmoush back into the side has been absolutely amazing, and it's paid off because he got himself a goal today, got himself a man of the match performance as well. Could have had a brace as well, if not for hitting the post in the first half. They had like a penalty claim in that same instance as well. I thought the referee did absolutely amazing. I don't think it was a penalty either. It would have been really harsh if they did give a penalty, but yeah, look, it was great. It was a good performance for him. Like I said, giving Erling Haaland a much-needed breather, and Erling Haaland came on in the second half and played for a little bit. Antoine Semenyo as well, I said, as soon as we signed him, was going to offer so much in terms of giving players like Jeremy Doku and giving players like Phil Foden a break as well, because they have been so used. They've been used so much this season. Antoine Semenyo, 3 goals and 4 appearances for City so far since he signed for the club. Absolutely phenomenal start to his career here. He himself could have had a brace as well if not for hitting the post in the second half. So yeah, it's looking absolutely amazing. Marc Guéhi as well made his debut, started the game today, which was also expected considering that we have nobody as a center back, right? Like, we've had to rely on Max Alleyne and Kusanov to hold it down at CB until we could get the reinforcements needed. So Marc Guéhi went straight into the side, and he actually had a really good performance today. Let me look at the stats here. So played the full 90 minutes, 93% pass accuracy today, created 1 chance, let's see, had 112 touches in total, played 12 passes into the final third, which is actually really good in my opinion. I don't think that that's a stat that people necessarily look at too much, but yeah, being able to kind of like be an outlet from the back to play directly into the attacking side of the pitch is really important, especially for a City side. So him being able to get that many passes into the final third is big. It was really nice. Let's see, he had 4 recoveries, 2 interceptions, 2 blocks, 1 clearance. Like, pretty solid overall debut, I would say. Kept a clean sheet. That's the most important thing as well. I've said it in I think my in one of my more recent videos, I've said it, that City have let up so much in terms of the defense, even with Guardiola and Ruben Diaz in the side. Since like mid-November, we have conceded so many goals, right? Like it just seems like we leak goals. And that is not good, especially when we're chasing a team like Arsenal who can always find some way, somehow to pick up 3 points. And they're really good defensively. Arsenal are the best team in the league defensively speaking. They have the most clean sheets. So if this race is going to go down to the wire on the chance that, we finish level on points somehow come the end of the season with Arsenal, goal difference is really going to play a key factor from now until the end of the season. So the more clean sheets we could get, man, the better, bro. Like I'm telling you. So the fact that we were able to keep a clean sheet today is amazing. And yes, again, like I said, it's against Wolves. It's the worst team in the leagues. I wasn't expecting to let Wolves score at all whatsoever. But Wolves did step it up in the second half. I do got to give them credit. They had a lot more shots on goal than they did in the first half. I think they had like 9 shots in the second half or something like that. So they definitely stepped up a bit, but it wasn't enough to put City into like any type of panic or anything. And City were they were in control of the whole match. But when they were 1-0 up, you just knew that, they needed to get a second goal as like a cushion to really, feel fully at ease and take the game into their own hands and just keep it there, right? But yeah, Antoine Semenyo's goal for today, City's second, was so amazing, right? Like that first touch is just so class and phenomenal. Bernardo Silva zips the ball into him on the edge of the box, and his first touch, he has a defender tight on him as well. His first touch takes him away from the defender, leads him in like towards the penalty spot, and as soon as you see that first touch, you know what the end product is going to be. Slots it down into the bottom corner of the net. Just absolutely amazing finish. So yeah, I got to give it to the team today because they definitely performed the way that they should have. I would have liked for like a 4 or 5 now, to be honest. But yeah, look, I do want to touch on the fact that because obviously this result was expected, right? Now we have to turn our focus into the Champions League on Tuesday against Galatasaray. Is it Tuesday or is it Wednesday? Let me see. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Wednesday against Galatasaray, that one's going to be all to play for. That loss to Bodo Glimt was such a slap in the face, man, because we do not want to go into any type of playoff round to get into the round of 16. We need an automatic advancement into that because that's just one less game to have to worry about. That's one less game that will then eventually tire out our players, right? Also, less chance of an injury to happen because you're playing one less game. So yeah, we need the 3 points against Galatasaray. That one's going to be big. Rodrigue haven't received that freaking red card against Bodo Glimt. Won't be able to play in that one. And we don't even have Nico Gonzalez as a backup. So how the team is going to line up, I have no idea whatsoever because we don't really have much cover in that. But yeah, that one's going to be all eyes need to be on that one because that's going to be an important game. And then after that, we have Spurs, which is another big one in this title race. But yeah, I definitely need to give shout outs to Bernardo Silva today, man. He is such a great captain and leader on the field. Just I don't know, ever since receiving the armband, I've seen something from him this season that I haven't necessarily seen in all of his time at City. Like, he is very, scrappy and just, on you and in your face. Not in, an aggressive way, but, he is very assertive. He is laying it all out on the field. And you could tell, right? He's flying into challenges. He's giving it his all. He's sprinting, and then he'll collide and clash with another player, and there'll be a flailing arm, flailing leg, whatever. And even in the Manchester derby last weekend, him getting into a little scuffle with Harry Maguire pushing him. And then today against Wolves, I'm seeing he batters into one of the Wolves defenders, and they both kind of land into the goal cage. and the Wolves boot comes like flying into his face and hits him, bro, he just brushes that thing off and just keeps it pushing, bro. He's like, yeah, bro, I just hit you now. I'm gonna just, whatever, bro. Game's going on. You know what I mean? Like, I love that. I love seeing that side of him because it shows how devoted he is to giving it his all and putting his life, putting his body on the line for this team. And we need more of that, right? That cannot go unnoticed whatsoever, right? He is an absolute strong leader on the field, and he doesn't really get as much playing time, and I don't think that he gets the praise that he deserves. Maybe not necessarily in terms of like within the City community or anything like that, but just from like a world footballing aspect, like, you know, non-City fans, just football fans in general, they don't give Bernardo Silva the flowers that he deserves, because he is definitely one of the best players in Europe and in the world right now. So yeah, and he doesn't play all the matches, but Pep always relies on him in the big ones. He's always selected. He's always the first name on the team sheet for the big matches, and he usually never disappoints. So I got to give him props for that one. Omar Marmoush, again, I'm going to keep praising him because he absolutely deserves it. This season has not been great by any means necessary, and that's not entirely his fault. You know, he got injured early on in the start of the season, and then once he came back from injury, kind of phasing him back into the side has been dragged out immensely. I don't know why. Like, you know, coming on for like the last 10 minutes, 5 minutes, last 12 minutes, you know what I mean? Here and there, not getting enough time to really integrate himself back into fitness and actually make an impact on the match, on any of the matches that he's come on for, right? Like phasing him back into the side post-injury has been weird and very questionable. I don't know if that's because of the severity of the injury that he had and you know, we definitely couldn't rush him back into it, or if that was just Pep, you know, not really giving him an opportunity. But now that Erling Haaland is definitely fatigued and he's fallen off the mark, you know, defenders have definitely found a way to neutralize him in the past like month or so. Like, he, you know, Marmoush's time to shine is right now. That is 100%. And he, you know, he took his opportunity today with a goal, nearly getting a brace as well. So I got to give it to him. I'm going to praise him because he had an amazing start to life at City when he signed last year in January, scoring like 7 goals in the remaining matches of the season. You know, definitely helped City clinch third spot. And last season was very dismal and disappointing. And if not for Marmoush coming onto the side and kind of like helping out in the way that he did, City probably could have finished in like fifth or sixth with how the season was going. So yeah, Marmoush, big up to him, big up to Bernardo Silva. Phil Foden looked really good today. Who else? Yeah, everything from the team was just as you would expect today. So now everything is in Arsenal's court. Let's see what else is going on. When do Aston Villa play? All right, so Liverpool's up against Bournemouth right now. That one's tied at 0-0. Okay, Villa play tomorrow against Newcastle, 9 a.m. That one's going to be a big one for Aston Villa and for Newcastle. So they both definitely need the 3 points. Villa win that one. They're level on points again with City, and they'll just be 4 points behind Arsenal. So, yeah, look, all eyes need to be turned on tomorrow, right? Manchester United, please, I'm begging you. I am begging you, do something against Arsenal, please. They gave them, was that the first match of the season this so far for both of those clubs? Yeah, Arsenal and United, those were each other's first match this season. Arsenal just got a 1-0 win. So United played really well in that match from what I remember. So if more of that, please, man, and if they could just get the 3 points. If United win that match, they'll go back into the top 4, depending on the result that Liverpool get today. But they'll be on 38 points if if they win, and they'll go into 4th place if Liverpool draw or lose against Bournemouth today. So hopefully hopefully they could get the job done. I'll be back tomorrow covering the Arsenal match, and I'm also going to cover some of the Serie A. I think Juventus and Napoli are playing. I definitely want to cover that game because that one's going to be a really good one, and I think AC Milan is playing Roma. So I'm going to cover both of those games as well as the Arsenal-Manchester United game. I'll be watching the Juventus-Napoli game at the same time that the Arsenal and Man U are playing. So, yeah, I'll be back with my match reactions to that one. I'll talk to you guys on the next one.